high school teachers will tell you, like, this is not acceptable in college and professors will never accept this. Well, I'm here to tell you that they will accept it and it'll probably be encouraged. Some thoughts probably should not be said out loud, but I recorded mine. Hey guys, it's Mara and welcome back to the podcast where I share my thoughts on the internet with all of you. So this past week, I went back to college. And also, I know a lot of you are starting school right now, whether it be high school or college, whatever. So I decided to make a college survival guide episode because it's relevant right now. I don't know. So I want to tell you guys a little bit of stories from when I started college. I have some advice for you guys to survive. And then I also got some questions from some of my friends that are freshmen this year. And then at the end, I want to play a BuzzFeed quiz because it's been a while since I played a BuzzFeed quiz. Also, if it sounds like my voice is going away in this episode, that's because it is, because I actually went to a college bar this weekend. Imagine that. I feel like every weekend I'm at a college bar. But it was the first weekend that all of us were like back on campus and classes started. So it was poppin'. And my voice is leaving the chat and leaving the podcast and leaving the atmosphere. All right, so let's just get right into this. When I first started college, which was fall of 2018, and yes, I am a fifth year undergraduate student because I'm double majored, and it's fine. It's fine to be behind. Like, who cares? I'm doing the thing, right? That's more than other people do sometimes. So, yeah, don't judge me for that. And you shouldn't feel bad if you're behind. So, in 2018, I was very, 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 very nervous about starting college, which I guess a lot of people are. And I thought I was the only one. But it's very common. But I also have anxiety disorder. So, like, I feel like it was very much heightened. Anyway, I was, like, terrified. I was, like, crying about it. I was worried about everything. And it turned out that I had absolutely nothing to worry about. I am having the time of my life. I love college. I love going to college. I love the atmosphere. And I actually just love being out of high school. So here's some story times from when I first started college, because I thought it was going to be, like, so strict. I thought every professor was going to be, like, really boring. And I thought there was going to be no character. And I thought all the people that were in my classes with me were, like, not going to be fun. I don't know. I was just terrified, and I was, like, emotionally attached to my high school. And now that's, like, the last thing I think of. Like, now I'm, like, disgusted by my high school and thinking about, like, that place was toxic. Now that I'm in, like, this college that I love so much and, like, the atmosphere is so much better, I'm like, ew, high school, ew. Why would I ever be upset about leaving that? One of my first days in a history class, I thought the professor was a student because he walked in pretty, like, late. It wasn't, like, prompt, like, the computer wasn't on or anything. Like, he just walked in, and he was wearing sweatpants and a flannel and a shirt that had stains on it, and, like, his hair was a mess, and, like, it looked like he went through it, but I was like, that just looks like all of us, you know? Like, I didn't think anything special until he walked to the front of the room and logged in and had the computer up and running and started talking, and I was like, oh, you are of importance in this room. And this same professor actually once had a lecture, and half of the lecture he just, like, got into talking about his own personal life, which professors do a lot. Like, it's not content the whole time. They're actually kind of funny, not gonna lie. But this professor, half of his lecture turned into how he was student teaching while he was in grad school, and where he lived. I do not remember where he said, like, the college town he was in. But he said it was fine to just ride his bike everywhere, but he was, like, still drunk from the night before and was, like, drunk biking to his student teaching job. Yeah, he seemed really professional. Actually, this guy was really cool, though, and he also told us not to read. He was like, yeah, I'm going to have you guys, like, do literature reviews over all these things, but I don't want you to read them. And we were like, what? Huh? But he taught us how to just skim through stuff and find the important information. And I use that in every class now. So listen to the teacher in sweatpants and a flannel that says not to read, because he actually may know a thing or two. I think professors are like the most human people that I've ever met. Like teachers, I feel like they are very much like have this professional persona, and you never think of like, oh, they have a life outside of school. But then like professors, they'll like tell you about their life. They'll be like, guess what I did this weekend? Like, guess how I drunk rode my bike to my student teaching class? Like, they are so human, and they're like not afraid to show it, and it's really nice. My sophomore year, I think. It may have been freshman or sophomore year. We had a tornado. Like the emergency thing on campus went off, and we all had to go in the basement, and we like sat there. And then they were saying that we had the choice if we wanted to leave or not, but like they were advising against it. But they were also like, you guys are adults, so we can't like hold you here against your will. So me and my friend Hank, I don't think he listens to this, but hey, we were like, we're gonna make a run for it. Let's see if we can make it, because we were both going to drive back to the town that we live in, and so we were going in the same direction, so it was fine. We were both gonna drive, and it was gonna work out. We walk outside, and there's not a cloud in sight. No clouds. It's bright and sunny. The birds are chirping. There's no wind. We were like, what tornado? Like, why are we in the basement? Why is the dean like saying like everyone remain calm, and like the professors are all down there with it? Like, where's the tornado? Where is it? Currently, I have a professor that on the first day of lecture, because I've only had one day of classes so far, he was talking about how he doesn't save his Excel files all the time, and he was really overusing the phrase living dangerously with everything. He's like, guys, look, I just did all this work and I haven't saved it yet. I'm really like living dangerously right now for not saving his Excel files. And he used that term over and over and over, like all class. And I was like, we get it. He is really living on the edge. But like, he made me giggle, so it was nice. I have gotten emails from professors before that said class is canceled because they don't feel like coming. Or they're like, here's like what we're gonna do today, but you guys can like just do it from home, like sit in your bed and do it. Like, don't come, because I'm not coming. Okay, thanks. I had a professor my freshman year. It was one of my first professors I ever had, and he was obsessed with robots and the game Red Dead Redemption, and every single one of his lectures that he made was like focused around some type of robot or the game Red Dead Redemption that I have never played before. I don't even like know what it is. I think it's the one that has a horse in it. I could not tell you. But like every time he would lecture, he'd like start relating it to these things. You guys know like this part of the game when this happens, and he was like a major nerd, but also like I liked him. Like I liked it. I love professors. Like there's obviously a handful that I don't like. I had one that screamed at me once because I was using note cards to study, and she wanted things done her way. Which, like, so you're going to have a couple bad apples, but the majority of professors I've had are so quirky and fun, and they're actually, like, actual humans. The last little thing I have, just to, like, ease your mind if you're worried about college right now, is I've had cotton candy and free snacks, and Tuesday of next week we get free snow cones and, like, lots of events, and they're always, like, really funny. And also, like, free cotton candy. I know I already said that, but that, like, really sticks in my head. I was so nervous about college, and then I walk out with free cotton candy. Like, it's fine. You guys will be fine. It's not that serious. It's not scary. You'll be good. So with that being said, here is some of my advice that I have for you, and this is not really going to be like partying college advice, because I want to do an entire separate episode of just party stories and like partying advice. But I will start out with one piece of advice that'll be party related, is drink water and eat crackers at the bar, because it is not fun if you can't remember. It's not worth it. Like, you don't want to get to that point, because it's not fun. It really is not fun when you get like that. So now let's get into some actual advice that's not about the drinks. Take advantage of student discounts whenever you can. Look them up. If you have a student ID card, you can get so many things for discounted prices, and it's very, very nice. And if you have a student email, you can get a lot of other discounted stuff, like Spotify right now. I pay like $5 a month, and you also get Showtime and you get Hulu for $5 if you have a student email. So why wouldn't you take advantage of that stuff? I know Panera offers student discounts, and a couple other restaurants do, and small like businesses in your college town area might also offer it. You just have to ask. Planners. Get a planner. Literally print out your syllabuses, highlight all of the important dates, and write them down. Because it's a lot all at once, and something about college is you have to be very self-disciplined and know how to manage yourself and have good time management, because your professors won't help you like a high school will. Like a high school already has your time like set up and managed, and like teachers will constantly remind you of due dates and stuff. And like, don't get me wrong, your professors will remind you about some stuff, but the majority of it falls in your hands. You have to find time when to turn things in and when to do stuff. So get a planner, get some highlighters, print out your syllabuses. I promise, like, it's worth it. One of my favorite pieces of advice that I like had to teach myself is it's okay to be behind. It's okay to be behind with your graduation. It's okay if you have to take like a little fewer classes in the beginning to like adjust and figure out how you can manage your time before you add more classes to your next semesters, because that's what I did. My freshman and sophomore year, I didn't take as many credit hours. I was still considered full-time, so I could still get scholarships and stuff, but I didn't load my schedule like everyone else was. So now, as I'm double majored, obviously it put me back, but I am like a little bit behind in credit hours, but it was worth it because I got the adjustment time that I needed, and I found out what worked for me. And there is no time limit to college. You will have like grandmas and grandpas sitting in classes with you, and I very much did. So there's no time limit. You can do college at your own pace. You can make yourself feel comfortable. You guys need to remember that you pay to be there. So if like for some reason something makes you feel uncomfortable, or like you really do not like a professor, don't be afraid to drop a course. Don't be afraid to withdraw. Dropping's better than withdrawal though, so try to do it early on. This one, sometimes it's a little hard, but for the most part, most kids are in the same boat, is find a person in each of your class, at least just like one person, that will talk to you in general. Because if you don't pay attention to something, or if you need help with something outside of class, sometimes your professors, and by sometimes I mean almost all the time, kind of suck at answering emails. So if you have a person in your class that like you at least have contact information to and can reach out and ask them something, very, very, very helpful. Go to small events on campus. If they're having some type of like welcome week thing, go to it. You might meet some friends, and also you're going to take advantage of the free things that they have to offer, again, because you pay to be there. So if they have little small events, you don't have to go to all of them, but if something sounds kind of interesting to you, just go. Go see what it's like. Check the vibes. If you don't like it, you're not like forced to be there. But you pay to be there. So like take advantage of everything that they're offering. This one is one of my favorite ones, but you should get school supplies that are really cute and make you happy, because like writing notes is one thing, but writing notes with a glitter gel pen, you're kidding. You're kidding. That just changed the game. And now suddenly I'm getting excited to write with a new glitter gel pen. You know? So like get school supplies, invest in the cute things. The last two are really, really, really important, and like you're gonna learn if you don't listen to this advice right now and like take it. Like you're gonna learn yourself either way. One, read your emails. Read them. Check your email every day. Emails are really important for some reason in college. I don't know, like they don't do text. They don't Snapchat you. Read your emails. And then the last one, make sure to schedule yourself time to sleep. Because in college, there's going to be some all-nighters. There is absolutely going to be all-nighters. As much as you think that you're on top of things, there's going to be a night where you really have to just stay up. You have to get the energy drink, and you're not going to sleep until like 4 a.m., and then you have to wake up at 7 a.m. to go do something. It's going to happen. So just make sure to schedule designated nap times. I do it all the time, and it makes a difference if you're like, hey, I actually can't hang out with you on Tuesday because I need a nap for 2 hours, or I'm going to absolutely lose my marbles. I hope that advice was somewhat helpful to you. But in case it wasn't, I have some questions from some of my friends that are in college or new to college, and I am here to answer them. So I'm going to keep them anonymous. I don't think they'd mind if I said their names, really, but I'm just going to keep them anonymous anyway. So the first one, have you walked into the wrong lecture? Me as a fifth year, so like senior 2.0 kinda, on Thursday, my first class, I was literally in the wrong spot. And I stayed there for the entire lecture. It was a remote Zoom lecture kinda, but I didn't know that we had to be in a certain classroom to do that, and you had to like sign in. And so I was just chilling in like a student union rec space just on the Zoom call, and then all of a sudden, all of these like designated Zoom rooms pop up, and I'm like, oh, that's where I should be, and guess where I am, sitting on this little like comfy chair thing by a fireplace looking out the window at a goose. So yeah, I've definitely been in the wrong place for lectures. It happens. But also professors like know that definitely if you're a freshman, professors know that it's just gonna happen. You're gonna mess up, or you're not gonna be able to find the classroom. It's fine. Does it get easier, or will I keep having mental breakdowns? You're gonna continue to have mental breakdowns, but it will get easier. I think the first week or so, it's kind of hard to like find your routine and find a schedule and rhythm, and it all like really comes at you really fast. But if you just breathe and try to learn the way that your professor has the classes set up, it'll get really easier, and then eventually it'll just feel like routine. But even like my senior year now, my double senior year, I guess you could call it, I don't even know, I still feel overwhelmed like the first week and a half, just trying to figure out like how my classes are going to be set up, how the due dates are going to align with each other. Like, that's actually really normal. But if you get that planner, like I said, it'll help a lot. But yeah, the further you get in your semester, it'll just feel like a normal routine. You'll be good. Which year has been your favorite year and why? I have to say any year pre-COVID, I feel like the atmosphere was different. People like interacting with each other was different. I really miss those days. But also now it seems to be almost getting back to normal, and I'm also over the legal drinking age now. So that actually added to the college experience a little bit. Do people actually hang out in the rec center? Yeah, kinda, sometimes, I guess. I don't know. I've seen people hang out there before. I've went there before just to, like, check it out, but I was like, not really my vibe, you know? But you can meet people in the rec center. Actually, one of my old best friends met her now current boyfriend in a rec center, so, like, that worked out. You can meet people there. It's normally just, like, relaxed, chill. What's something that's weird in high school but not in college? I had like trouble thinking of this, but also I've been out of high school for 4.5, 5 years now. But the one thing that I could come up with is just like being alone and like vibing out, because I feel like in high school when you see someone like by themselves just like sitting on their laptop or by themselves like writing, it's like, oh wow, like a loser, a nerd, ha 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 ha. But then in college, if you see people like just sitting on a laptop by themselves or sitting and writing by themselves, you're like, yeah, I get it, home dog. Like, I've been there. I get it. I feel like people are a lot more like themselves in college, and they're learning a lot more like who they are as a person, and they're not afraid to like go out of their comfort zones and stuff. And in high school too, I feel like things were a lot more like cliquey, groupied, if you will. I don't know. And in college, like, everyone almost seems like they're all on like the same boat. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like a different sense of community that I really like. It's like everyone as a whole instead of like little cliques and stuff. Is it okay to skip the party scene? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you feel like that isn't your thing, then that isn't your thing. I know I talk a lot about like partying and going out in the bars and stuff, but if that's not your thing, then that's not your thing. I like going out. I like going out in groups with my friends. I like getting dressed up and wearing the outfits. That actually might be my favorite part, is just like wearing cute outfits. But yeah, if that isn't your thing, it's totally okay to skip it. I don't think it really makes a that big of a difference overall. It's just a different environment to meet people in. You can still meet people. You can still be happy. You can still have fun. You can still feel like a real college student without partying. Like, it's not that big of a deal, honestly, and it's a personal preference. And the last question I have, is it weird to wear school spirit? Absolutely not. I literally just ordered like a vintage crew neck of my college today because I thought it was cute, and I'm like, ooh, that's a fit right there. I could wear it. I see people wear like Kent State stuff all the time. That's the college I go to. I see people wear it all the time. Last night at the bar, there was some guy wearing like ski club Kent State shirt. Like, it's, everyone wears it. You pay to be there, so why wouldn't you like want to rep where you go? And like, I think it's different. Like, now when I see people wear high school stuff and they're not in high school, I'm like, oh, that's strange. But if I see people wear college stuff, they have like college alumni and like stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, it's like a representation, you know? I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's another personal preference thing. But if you feel like wearing your college spirit wear, then freaking do it. Like, who cares? Wear the shirt. Who cares? So for the last couple minutes we have here, I want to play a game. Do you want to play a game? Actually, it's not a game. It's a quiz. This quiz is on BuzzFeed, and it says, we'll guess your college major, but first you must eat your way through this fast food quiz. And it just like gives me different fast food restaurants, and I have to pick one food out of it. But here's the thing. I have 2 college majors, psychology and business. So they have like a one-up here. There's a better chance of them to get it right. So this first picture they're showing me, it is McDonald's breakfast, and I am absolutely going for the hash brown. That's like that's not hard. It's the hash brown. Okay. The second one, which Starbucks drink will keep you awake during your 9 a.m.? I am an iced latte person. There's Americano, mocha, caramel, macchiato, vanilla latte. Normally I go for caramel. And also normally I go for Dunkin'. But if I had to pick here, we're going to go with the vanilla latte. How about an afternoon snack from Wendy's? They have the nuggets, but it looks like the spicy ones. I'm not a spicy girl. Baked potato. Done. Easy. Baked potato. There's butter on there. There's sour cream. Oh, yeah. Which drink from Jamba Juice will you get through the afternoon? I have never been to a Jamba Juice. I have been to a Pulp, though, and it kind of looks like a smoothie place. And I really like peach smoothies, peach banana, and this one's like a light orange color. So we're just going to go with it. I hope that's what Jamba Juice is, but I've never been. I don't know what it is. Ooh, dinner's at Taco Bell. What do you have? Let's see. There's nachos in there, but it's going into guacamole, so that's throwing me off. But I see a Doritos Loco Taco. It looks like the nacho cheese flavor. That's a good one. There's a quesadilla right in the center. Ooh, I found nachos. Like plain nachos. This is like an I Spy game. I think I'm going to go with the quesadilla right in the middle, because like tacos are a little messy and I don't feel like being messy right now. All right. Finally, it's time to burn the midnight oil. What does that even mean? Pick some food from Pizza Hut to eat while you study. I want everything in this picture. They have wings. They have the big cookie. They have the big brownie. They have what I think is like a pasta bowl. They have breadsticks and pizza. I want to go for the pizza because, like, I always eat pizza, you know, but this pasta bowl thing is looking pretty good. I am not a fan of, like, the breadsticks from Pizza Hut, though. Like, it's just bread and dipped in marinara. Like, I want actual, like, cheese sticks. I think we're just going to go for, like, a classic pizza. But, like, that bread bowl is really tempting right now. Okay. Well, they got biology. I guess kind of my psych is like in the pre-med field because it's for neuropsychology. So like biology is like a kind of sorta in there, sorta-ish, but I'd like it better if they said like psychology or business marketing or something, whatever. I don't know if I'm going to give it to them or not. Let me know what you guys think. Thoughts on the quiz? Because I don't know. They were close. They tried. Alright, so I'm sorry this episode is a little shorter, but again, just got back into school. I'm figuring out a routine again. And so yeah, my next episode might be a little bit longer if it's the one that I have planned with a friend, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. If you haven't, please give this podcast a rate on your streaming platform and follow on Insta @_thoughtspodcast. I hope I have my voice back. I feel like it's really starting to get like crumbly. Crumbly, I don't know. Bye, guys.